Hey guys, TrepChains here with a build guide for the Gears of Dreadlands Demon Hunter for Torment 16. Keep in mind this is going to be Torment 16 specific. There's other versions out there for higher grade rifts. Gameplay wise, what I'm doing as I'm running around this Torment 16 rift is shooting Hungering Arrow at the start, or whatever primary you're using, to build up some stacks of momentum. This is shown on the bar with the flying foot and purple background. Then I'm pretty much holding down Strafe for the entire rift, hitting Wolf whenever I like, hitting Smokescreen as I like, keeping in mind I can use up my discipline really quickly, so whenever I want that little move speed boost, if I'm running Vanishing Powder, hitting Fan of Knives whenever I like. The other skill on my bar here is Vengeance. Try and make it so you've got enough cooldown to keep that up at 100% uptime through the rift. But importantly, throwing a manual Hungering Arrow every few seconds to keep up my momentum stacks. With Gears of Dreadlands, it's a primary damage based build. You're gaining momentum every time you use a primary skill, 4 seconds per attack, stacking up to 20 seconds. For these stacks, primary skills deal an extra 10% damage per second of momentum, and this therefore stacks up to 200%. While strafing shoots your primaries, it does not reset those momentum stacks, so you need to manually hit your primary every few seconds to keep it up to 20. But while strafing, you're gaining 60% damage reduction and 8% move speed per momentum stack. You also get a primary boost of 10,000% increased damage on the 6-piece bonus of this set. As stands, this build is awesome for just shooting around Torment 16, nice and quickly, and having a bit of fun. Checking out the gear and build for my Gears of Dreadlands Torment 16 Demon Hunter now. I'm running 6 pieces of the Gears of Dreadlands set here. My helm has Dexterity, Vitality, Critical Hit Chance. My shoulders with Dexterity, Vitality, Resist All, and Cooldown. My gloves running Dexterity, Attack Speed, Critical Hit Damage, Critical Hit Chance. My chest armor, Dexterity, Vitality, Resist All. My pants, Dexterity, Resist All, and Hungering Arrow Damage. And my boots, Dexterity, Vitality, Resist All, and Armor. Also running Focus Restraint. On the focus here I have Critical Hit Damage, Critical Hit Chance, and Cooldown, with Restraint having Critical Hit Damage, Critical Hit Chance, and Area Damage. Overall, you want to try and get enough cooldown to ensure you have Vengeance up full time, but after that, including other stats like area damage or plus damage rolls is really handy as well. Okay, supporting Legendaries now. I'm running Hellfire Amulet. I found it was pretty useful, so on that I've got cold skill damage and critical hit chance, and I'd really like some critical hit damage on that. Unfortunately, I've just got some area damage there as well, but importantly, a reasonable passive, which in this case is Ambush. Running Nemesis for Torment 16, so on this I've got cold skill damage, Dexterity, Vitality, and critical hit chance. My Hungering Arrow rune is a cold rune, that's why I've got the cold damage on these. Hunter's Wrath belt with Dexterity, Vitality, Resist All, and Hungering Arrow damage on that. Importantly, the orange stat there is 200%. My primary skills are able to deal 200% increased damage. Running Dawn in my main hand with a damage roll, Dexterity, and attack speed. Orange stat on that, cooldown of Vengeance, I'm at 63%, the max is at 65%, so you want as close to 65% as you can get. In my offhand, I'm running the 9th Series Satchel with Dexterity, Vitality, Attack Speed, Critical Hit Chance, and Cooldown, and 590% increase there on the orange stat to Hungering Arrow damage. So those stats are all pretty useful, just could be a little higher in some cases. Orange stat there goes up to 600%, so the closer to 600 the better. Taking a look at my cube now. Running Fortress Ballista in here. This is attacks grant you an absorb shield for 3% of your maximum life, stacking up to 10 times. It's important to note, I find this a great survivability boost, but it is a one-handed crossbow as well. So this allows a bit of flexibility with the weapon placement here. Got 2 one-handed crossbows, Fortress Ballista and Dawn, plus a quiver with the 9th Series Satchel. You can place any of these 3 things into the weapon slot of the cube and wear the other 2. depending on the stats you have on individual items. In my armor slot, I've got depth diggers. These are a great primary skill boost, and my primary skill, my Hungering Arrow in my case, is doing all my damage. So 100% damage boost there. And in my jewelry slot, I'm personally running Avarice Band. This is just a quality of life thing for me, giving me some extra pickup radius, which helps me pick up the progression globes as I go around a normal rift. If you're running bounties, you probably don't want this Avarice Band. It's not really necessary. You could pick up something like a Convention of Elements, or a Flavor of Time, or something else. Legendary gems now. Importantly, running Simplicity Strength. This is increasing the damage of my primary skills the higher I level it. So again, they're doing most of my damage, so that's really handy. And also helping me heal when my primary skills hit as well. So that's handy survivability as well. Bane of the Trapped. This is increasing damage against things under control, impairing effects. Basically a standard for any DPS build. Finally, I'm running Gogok of Swiftness. Now the main reason I'm running this is for the cooldown, just to really make sure I've got that Vengeance cooldown. But if you've got plenty of cooldown, there are other options you could run here for Torment 16. Including the Gold Gem, or a Bane of the Powerful, or the like. Normal gems, I'm running cooldown in the Helm. Dexterity in the armor pieces. Torment 16, you don't really need the extra survivability, but if you do, you could put diamonds in here for some extra ore resistance, and critical hit damage in the weapon. Okay, taking a look at my Paragon now. I'm at Paragon 1043 when making this video, so all points in utility, but if I was starting from scratch, I would be going area damage first, then life per hit, then resource cost reduction, and then gold find. Defense, all points in there. If I was starting from scratch, I'd be going resist all, then percent life, then armor, then life regen. Offense, all points in there. Again, if I was starting from scratch, I'd probably be going cooldown, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and then attack speed. And over in core, running all points in max hatred, all points in movement speed. I've got 100 points into vitality, taking my maximum life to just under 700,000. And then the rest of my points into dexterity there for extra damage. Having a look at the skill screen now. I'm running Companion Wolf Companion. Wolf Companion is damage. If you like, there's other options there. You could use the Bat for extra hatred, or you can use the Boar for extra survivability. Strafe, Drifting Shadow. Pick Drifting Shadow because I just like the extra movement. Hungering Arrow, Devouring Arrow. I like Devouring Arrow because the pierced Hungering Arrows do this extra damage of 70%. And having a look at my 9th series satchel, Hungering Arrow is guaranteed to pierce at least the first time, so that's a nice damage boost. Banner Knives Bladed Armor. This is a survivability thing. I use it in Greater Rifts and I can't really find anything else I really want to use here in normal Rifts, so I just keep it going there. Smokescreen Displacement. Displacement is my favorite rune for Torment 16 because you give this extra movement speed boost, which I like. It can be a little bit discipline heavy though. So if you find it's too discipline heavy and you're running out so you can't hit it very often, you can also consider running Vanishing Powder. So this doesn't have a discipline cost. This can be important because linking with one of my passives here, Tactical Advantage, if I can't smokescreen, I also won't get that. So that's a personal preference thing depending on your use of smokescreen. And I'm running Vengeance Seed, so somewhere in your build you need to add in some Hatred regen to be able to strafe 90% of the time. And for my Torment 16 build, I prefer to run this with Vengeance Seed for that Hatred regen. Passive skills, running Thrill of the Hunt for extra CC to everything I hit with my Hatred spenders, which is my strafe. Cull of the Weak to increase damage against those things that are slowed. Awareness because I like a cheat death. I don't like to die much. And Tactical Advantage, as I just explained, is extra movement speed after my smoke screen. Now, I also have Ambush through my amulet, so that's extra damage to enemies above 75% health, a bit of a damage boost there. But there are a couple of other options that are worthwhile considering at Torment 16 as well. This includes Hot Pursuit for some extra movement speed yet again, and Night Stalker. If you don't want to run Vengeance Seed, Night Stalker is a great replacement, and I use this on some of my Greater Rift builds. Okay, I think that pretty much covers it. This is my Torment 16 Gears of Dreadlands Hungering Arrow Strafe build for patch 2.6.9 and beyond. Thank you very much for watching, and GG!